Maya came home from work, tired but looking forward to a quiet evening. She changed into her pajamas, tied her hair up, and walked into her bedroom. As she reached for her nightstand to plug in her phone, she stopped. The small wooden box was open. Her heart skipped. The engagement ring wasn't there. She checked under the box, then the drawer, then the floor around it. Her hands started shaking as she searched the room, pulling open drawers, checking her jewelry tray, the dresser. Nothing. "Mum," she called out, trying to keep her voice steady. "Did you move my ring?" From the kitchen, her mother replied, calm as ever. "No, honey, we sold it." Maya blinked, thinking she had misheard. She walked slowly to the kitchen. "What?" she asked, barely above a whisper. Karen didn't even look up from stirring the pot on the stove. "We sold the ring. Jenna's trip to Tulum came up last minute, and she really needed it. You weren't wearing it anyway." Maya stared at her. "You sold Eli's ring?" Her father, sitting at the kitchen table reading a newspaper, glanced up. "It was just sitting there, Maya." She felt the air leave her lungs. "It was mine." Her mom sighed. "You need to let go, sweetheart. He's gone. This is your sister. We had to help her. You know how important this is for her." Maya's voice cracked. "That ring was all I had left of him." Karen finally turned to face her. "You're overreacting. We did this for family." "No," Maya said, stepping back. "You did it to family." No one said anything. Her father went back to his paper. Karen turned back to the stove. Maya couldn't believe it. The one thing that still connected her to Eli, a man she had planned to spend her life with, was taken from her without a second thought. Tears blurred her vision. She didn't yell. She didn't scream. She turned, grabbed her purse and keys, and Maya was 27 years old and worked full-time as a nurse at a local hospital. She had always been calm, hard-working, and quiet. A year ago, her life changed forever when her fiancé, Eli, died in a car accident. One moment they were planning their future, and the next, he was gone. The loss broke her in ways she couldn't explain, but she never let the world see how deep the pain went. Every Sunday, without fail, she visited Eli's grave. She brought fresh flowers and sat beside the stone, sometimes in silence, sometimes talking to him like he was still there. It gave her peace. It helped her survive the week. After Eli died, Maya moved back home with her parents to help with bills and care for the house. She had planned to live with Eli, but those dreams disappeared the day he did. Instead, she took a step back to support her family. They said they needed her, and she thought they'd be there for her in return. Her younger sister, Jenna, was the opposite of Maya. At 23, she was full of energy, always chasing the next adventure. She didn't have a job and didn't seem to care about money or responsibilities. She called herself a free spirit, but Maya saw how often their parents, especially their mother Karen, bailed her out. Growing up, it had always been this way. Maya worked hard, followed the rules, helped at home. Jenna got into trouble, made a mess, and still got praised. Karen always said, "Jenna just needs more time to find herself." Their father stayed quiet most of the time, but when he spoke, he sided with Karen. A few weeks before the ring went missing, Jenna had talked about wanting to go on a trip to Tulum with her friends. Maya remembered hearing it at dinner. "It's a healing retreat," Jenna had said. "It'll help me figure out my purpose." She smiled like she was already on a beach. Maya didn't think they'd actually pay for it, especially not when money was tight. Maya had never been loud about her pain. She had tucked Eli's engagement ring into a small drawer in her room. She didn't wear it every day anymore, but just knowing it was there brought her comfort. It was the one thing she had left that felt like him. She had been slowly trying to rebuild her life, day by day, step by step. The ring was part of that healing, something she could hold on to when everything else felt shaky. She thought her family understood that. She thought they cared. But now, after what they did, Maya couldn't help but look back and see all the signs she had ignored. Every time Jenna failed, their parents made excuses. Every time Maya succeeded, it was expected and unnoticed. She had spent her whole life trying to be the responsible daughter, the helpful one, the strong one. But in the end, none of that mattered. Not to them. They had taken the one thing she couldn't replace and sold it like it was nothing. For a vacation, for Jenna, it wasn't just about the ring. It was about everything that came before it. All the little times she was overlooked, the way her grief was brushed aside, the way they chose Jenna's fun over Maya's heart. And now, Maya saw the truth clearly. She had never really mattered to them the way Jenna did. That ring had been a symbol of love, memory, and loss. They didn't just take a piece of jewelry, they took the last piece of Eli, and now something inside Maya had changed. She wouldn't ignore it anymore. The next morning, Maya sat at the kitchen table, her hands folded tightly in her lap. Her parents were drinking coffee like nothing had happened. The silence was thick. "How much did you get for the ring?" she asked quietly. Her mother looked up, confused. "What? The ring?" Maya repeated. "How much did you sell it for?" Karen shrugged, setting her mug down. "About $1,200. Maya's jaw clenched. $1,200? Her voice shook. "You sold the last thing Eli gave me for $1,200. "It's not about the money," her mother said. "It was symbolic. It was time to let go." Maya stood up. "It wasn't yours to sell. It was Eli's. And then it was mine." Her father didn't look up from his newspaper. "It was just sitting there. You weren't wearing it." "Because I wasn't ready," Maya snapped. "Because I still loved him. That ring was the only thing left." Karen sighed. "Maya, honey, we didn't mean to hurt you. Jenna needed the trip. It was important for her mental health. You know she struggles." Maya's hands were trembling. "Does Jenna even know what you did?" "We didn't tell her," Karen said, looking away. "She's having a good time. We didn't want to ruin it." "So you lied to her too," Maya said, her throat tight. "We told her you gave it to us," her father said, "that you were finally ready to let go." Maya stared at them, stunned. "You not only stole from me, you lied to her. About me. We didn't think you'd make such a big deal out of it," Karen said. "You're always so emotional." Maya couldn't take it anymore. "I'm going to a lawyer." Her father laughed without smiling. "Your family, you wouldn't." Maya grabbed her keys from the counter. "Watch me." She drove straight to her friend Lauren's apartment. Lauren had always told her the way her parents treated her wasn't normal. "They take and take," she used to say, "and you keep letting them." When Lauren opened the door and saw Maya's face, she didn't ask anything. She just pulled her into a hug and said, "You're staying here." Later that day, Maya sat in a small office with a lawyer. She explained everything: the ring, the drawer, the sale. The lawyer listened carefully, then sighed. "Technically," he said, "because the ring wasn't secured, and you live in their house, they could argue it was shared property. It's not right, but it's tricky. So I don't have a strong case. Legally? Probably not. Morally? You absolutely do." Maya nodded, her jaw tight. She had come looking for justice, but the law didn't care about her grief. That night, lying on Lauren's couch with a blanket pulled up to her chin, Maya stared at the ceiling. They had treated her like she didn't matter, like she was just furniture in the house, like her memories, her love, her pain were things they could give away. And now she knew. If they were going to treat her like she was disposable, then it was time she acted like they didn't exist. She closed her eyes, letting a quiet, deep sadness wash over her. But under that sadness, something else was beginning to grow: strength. A week later, Jenna came back from her trip. Her social media was full of smiling pictures. Beaches, cocktails, dancing, yoga classes. She posted captions like, "Life is about living, not waiting," and "Tulum healed my soul." She had no idea what had happened back home. Maya watched the posts quietly from Lauren's apartment. Every photo felt like another cut. The girl in those pictures had no clue what was taken from her sister to pay for that happiness. Lauren sat next to her on the couch, scrolling too. "You okay?" Maya shook her head. But I think I want to talk to someone." "A therapist." Lauren smiled gently. "That's a good thing." Maya started therapy the next day. At first, she didn't know what to say, but slowly, the words came out. About Eli, about her family, about always being the one who stayed quiet, who kept the peace. The therapist asked her, "When did you first feel like your feelings didn't matter?" And just like that, the memories rushed in. She remembered being 8 years old, getting straight A's, and her mum saying, "That's expected of you." She remembered Jenna breaking a neighbor's window, and their parents covering for her. She remembered crying when Eli died, and Karen saying, "Other people lose people too. You're not the only one." All her life, Maya had done the right thing, and all her life, it felt like it wasn't enough. When she finally got the courage to meet Jenna, they sat in a coffee shop. Maya wore no makeup, just jeans and a sweater. Jenna walked in glowing and tanned from her trip, wearing new earrings and a big smile. "Hey sis," Jenna said, sitting down. "I missed you." Maya didn't smile back. "I need to tell you something." Jenna's smile faded. "Okay." "They sold Eli's ring." "Mom and Dad. They sold it to pay for your trip." Jenna blinked. "Wait, What? Number Mom told me you gave it to them, that you said you were ready to let it go. Maya stared at her. I didn't. Jenna's face went pale. Oh my God. Maya felt tears build in her eyes, but she held them back. They lied to you, about me, and they stole from me. Jenna sat back, looking shocked. I didn't ask them to do that. I swear, Maya. I had no idea. Maya nodded slowly, but her voice was hollow. They made me look like I wanted to give it away, like Eli didn't matter. I'm so sorry, Jenna said, holding her hands up. They always lie for me. I never told them to take your ring. I never would have wanted that. Maya stood up. It doesn't matter. They still did it, and now I can't get it back. Later that night, Karen started texting Maya. You're being dramatic. We were trying to help Jenna. This isn't healthy holding on to that ring. You're acting like a child. You're better than this. Maya didn't reply, but the texts kept coming. We did what was best for the family. This is why people say you're too emotional. Maya showed the messages to her therapist. She's making it sound like I'm crazy. That's gaslighting, her therapist said gently, trying to control how you feel by making you doubt yourself. That night, Maya sat with her laptop and opened a blank blog post. She didn't think about who might read it. She just wrote. She called it The Ring, the Lie, and the Line I Won't Cross Again. She wrote about Eli, about the love they shared, about how the ring wasn't about diamonds or money. It was about memory, about meaning. She wrote about how her parents took it from her without asking, how they gave it away for someone else's fun. She wrote about growing up invisible, about being the one who followed every rule and still got left behind. She posted it, then turned off her phone. By morning, the post had spread. People were sharing it, commenting, messaging her. This happened to me too. Thank you for speaking out. You're brave. But not all the messages were kind. Some relatives texted her, you shouldn't post family stuff online. This is private. You're embarrassing your parents. Karen left a voicemail, voice shaking with anger. I can't believe you put this out there. After everything we've done for you. Maya sat on Lauren's balcony that night, wrapped in a blanket, watching the city lights. They hate me now, she whispered. Lauren passed her a cup of tea. Number, they hate that you're telling the truth. And for the first time in a long time, Maya felt something like peace. She was finally being heard, even if it came with blame. She hadn't lost her voice after all. She had just stopped using it. But now, she was done staying silent. Maya sat in the cafe, her heart beating fast. She had invited her parents and Jenna to meet her. She needed to say everything, clearly, out loud, and for the last time. They arrived together. Karen looked tired, her father stiff and unreadable. Jenna sat quietly, eyes down, unsure. Maya took a breath. I asked you here because I have something to share. One last thing. She pulled out her phone and pressed play on a voicemail. Eli's voice came through the speaker, soft and warm. Hey babe, just thinking about you. I know I don't say it enough, but that ring, it's not just a ring. It's my heart. I want you to have a piece of me, always. Something you can hold on to, no matter what. Karen's face broke. Tears filled her eyes, and she covered her mouth. Oh my God, she whispered. I didn't know. Her father's face stayed hard. He didn't move. Maya put the phone down. That ring was the last thing I had of him, and you took it like it was nothing. I thought, Karen said, wiping her tears. I thought you needed help letting go. No, Maya said. You needed help funding Jenna's trip, and you lied. You didn't ask me. You didn't tell Jenna the truth. Jenna finally spoke. I'm sorry, Maya. I mean it. I was lied to too. If I'd known, I never would have gone. I believe you, Maya said quietly, but it doesn't fix what they did. I can sell some of my stuff, Jenna said quickly. My camera, some jewelry. I want to help you get it back. You can't, Maya said gently. It's already gone. And it's not just about the money. Her father crossed his arms. So what now? You want to punish us? You made your little blog post. Everyone's talking. Maya looked him straight in the eye. I'm moving out for good. I'm cutting all ties. You're no longer listed as my emergency contact. You're not in my will. You're not part of my future. Karen gasped. Maya, no, please don't do this. We're still your family. Maya stood up slowly. Then you should have acted like it. She looked at Jenna. I hope you get the help you need. I really do. But I can't fix everything anymore. I'm done trying to carry the weight for this whole family. Her parents sat in silence, shocked. Maya picked up her bag. I'm buying my own place. I got a grant from a widow's support group. They believed in me. They saw my pain. They helped me stand up. Karen reached for her. Maya, please. We didn't mean to lose you. But Maya stepped back. You didn't just lose me. You gave me away, just like the ring. And then she walked out the door, leaving them behind, not with hate, but with clarity. This time, she wasn't walking away in tears. She was walking towards something better. Maya stood in her new apartment, boxes still half opened, sunlight warming the wooden floor. It was quiet, but the silence felt peaceful, not lonely. She had sold a few of Eli's old things to help pay for the move. His leather jacket, his watch, a framed photo from a trip they took. It hurt, but she needed to let go of some things to start fresh. There was one thing she couldn't part with, a letter Eli had written her months before the accident. He had hidden it in her drawer, meant to be found later. She kept it in a small box beside her bed. Every now and then she would take it out and read it. In the letter, Eli had written, "If you ever feel like the world is too heavy, remember you're the strongest person I know. Even if I'm not there, you'll still rise. You always do." Those words stayed with her. With Lauren's help, Maya started a blog. She called it Quiet Rebellion. She wrote about grief, about family hurt, and about finding strength in unexpected places. To her surprise, people started reading. Some sent messages. Some shared their own stories. She then added a YouTube channel, simple videos shot from her bedroom. She spoke honestly, with no makeup, no scripts, just truth. Other women began to reach out. They said things like, "You made me feel less alone," or "You said what I was too scared to say." It gave Maya a kind of healing she didn't expect. Helping others helped her too. Jenna reached out a few weeks later. She told Maya she had started therapy. "You were right," she said. "I've got things I need to face." Maya didn't respond right away, but when she did, it was with kindness. She didn't want to hold anger anymore. That didn't mean she forgot, but it meant she chose peace over pain. Her relationship with her parents was still broken, maybe forever, but Maya no longer waited for them to change. She wasn't holding her breath anymore. One cool Sunday morning, Maya drove out to the cemetery. She brought coffee and a small flower for Eli's grave. She sat beside him and smiled. "I finally stood up," she said quietly. "I finally left. I'm not where I thought I'd be, but I think you'd be proud." Around her neck, she wore a chain with a small silver ring. Not the old one, something she had bought herself. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't expensive, but it was hers. She held it between her fingers and whispered, "I made it, Eli. I'm still standing." And for the first time in a long while, her heart felt light. Morning light filled the room, soft and golden. Maya opened her eyes slowly. For the first time in a long time, she didn't feel heavy when she woke up. Her new apartment was small, but it was hers. No shouting, no guilt, no one asking her to shrink herself to make space for others. She sat up, stretched, and walked to the small dresser by the window. A breeze came through the open curtain. It smelled like new beginnings. She picked up the chain with the silver ring and gently clasped it around her neck. The cool metal rested against her skin. She looked in the mirror. The girl who stared back was no longer the one who kept quiet to keep the peace. Her voice came to her mind, calm and clear. "Sometimes what they steal from you isn't what hurts. It's how little they thought of your heart when they did it." She let that truth sit for a moment. It didn't make the past okay, but it helped her understand why it hurt so much. She touched the ring one last time, then smiled. Not wide, not loud, just soft and real. Maya turned, grabbed her keys, and opened the door. The world outside was waiting, and this time, she was walking into it as her full self. Thanks so much for watching till the end. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more. See you next time. Bye.